there, welcome back to the channel. So I did the vocal last night, the second night, and man, I pretty much, the first night I went ahead and put it up, but because, you know, it shows the whole process and how tough it is to, you know, get a vocal take. Because, you know, you can think that you're a pretty good singer and you can sing along, and you might think that you can hit a note, you know, when you're writing something, but when you get in front of the mic, that's when you find out what the real deal is. So it's always nerve-wracking, and you never know if you're going to be able to pull it off. But after cleaning up the tracks, I feel pretty good about it. So I'll play it back and you can see what you think. Now, as far as the cleanup goes, I haven't done a video showing that in a while because everybody uses different post-production stuff. You know, some people don't use any. Some people record stuff and then just do it all, you know, in Cubase or whatever, because it works with Cubase. I've never tried Cubase. Don't really have any interest in it. I don't really like, you know, software that much for recording. I just don't dig it. So I found that Audacity is free, easy, and it works. It does exactly what I want it to do, which is like basically two things. I want to be able to affect the volume of the track, like if I want to take it down by 3 dB or lift it up by 3-4 dB. I do that in there, and I don't notice any sound degradation. And I high pass filter it. I use their classic filters and high pass it down to 20 hertz. You know, the human hearing is like 20 to 20, so I just cut it off there, and it just keeps noise from accumulating. Like when you record bass drum and bass, you know, and just drums, all that frequency like goes all over the place, and some of it's really low, some of it we can't really hear, but it starts to accumulate, and it's part of what makes, you know, recording sound amateurish if you can't clean that out. So that's the main thing I use it for, and I just check to make sure the track looks good. Oh, and today, the third thing I use it for is muting space in the track that doesn't need to be, you know, doesn't need any sound. So like, one of the things that happened when I recorded this vocal, I should have thought it through a little bit better. I should have made sure that I had the volume a little further down, you know, which I usually do, because you can hear the vocal better when you pull the guitars and the drums down. And it wasn't the drums, it was the guitars. I had those up because without them I could not vibe on this tune. Like, I couldn't hit those little spaces unless I felt that guitar. But I mitigated that by every time, and this song has a lot of gaps. Some songs you sing and just sort of keep singing. This one has like phrases that stop. Chorus stops, everything just stops. So there's all these spaces, you know, between each thing that I would sing. So I just go through and just, you know, mute those things. It's the same thing that back in the day, if you were recording to 2-inch tape or whatever tape, 1-inch tape, half-inch tape, you might have a sound gate, you know, like the mic would go through it, and when there's no air pressure on the mic, it senses that there's not any signal coming in, just turns off. And then once you start singing, opens back up again, and that way, you know, the engineer or the guy, you know, doing the mixing wouldn't have to, or producer wouldn't have to hear all that noise and have all that extra noise on the track. The only thing about those things is if you didn't adjust them just so, they would not open up. So like, you go, especially if you're the kind of singer who does like nuance, like a little purr before you start singing, or like some kind of little noise, might not pick up that noise until you push harder. So then they would have to adjust the amount of the gate. So many things that were, you know, tough pre-digital to do. Digital makes it so much easier. You just go in and just erase it, you know. But you still want to think about it when you're recording. Don't have those headphones too loud because they bleed. Okay, so what I did the cleanup on the tracks, and shoot, did I assign? Yeah, I did. And so I assigned everything. And also in Audacity, I will, when I'm exporting the file back out, I'll name it so it'll say, you know, what it is. And that way it's not those mono, zero, whatever. Because today's files were, I actually had forgotten to do the bass. I cleaned up the bass, and all I did with bass was a high pass down to 20, and I think I amplified it maybe 3 dB just to make sure. And I was going to do it 5 dB, and then I was like, nope, because the bass has been plenty loud. There's no sense in boosting that, and then I'm just going to have to bring it down in the fader. So I just did it by 3. And then on the vocal, I told you what I did on those. On the lead vocal, hardly anything, just the high pass, the I went through and quieted those gaps, and I didn't amplify that one. Maybe I did by 3 dB, but it was not needing much amplification. But I did double it, and it's not so much that it'll be louder, it's like it's just fuller. I almost always do that on the Zoom. I double all the drums. I record two guitar, two speaker cones, but you could also just do one and double it. I don't usually double the bass unless for some reason it just comes out anemic and it just feels like it needs it. But drums, vocal, and guitar are all doubled. Not every vocal, like I didn't double any of the harmony or the low harmony or the little double track moments. Okay, so let me just play it one time where we isolate some of the vocal tracks just so you can see how those came out. And we shouldn't have any loud squeaky noises tonight, squealing, because none of these tracks are armed. That's what causes the trouble. Oh, and remember, I recorded this thing in that first effect on mic. It's his 00. It's called mic. That's the first one. And it's mic compression is what it's called. And we talked about that in, I think, the first day one, maybe day two video as well. Okay, so when I play it back, especially if I'm going to play it back for you wonderful people, I want it to at least sound as good as it can sound at this stage in the game before it's mixed and mastered and all that wonderful stuff. But you can kind of pre-master it and during this rough mix process by, this is my favorite thing to do on the Zoom, and I get a lot of feedback from friends of the channel, nice people, other recordists who say, you know what, man, thanks for tipping me off. And all I'm doing is tipping off the tip off I got, about it. But they're like, thanks for, letting us know about this mastering effect, because it just takes the whole machine, all the recordings, like to a new level. And I agree. It's amazing how much of a difference it really makes. It's like kind of goes from being like sort of a, home recording, and all of a sudden it has a little pizzazz, a little gusto that wasn't there before. Okay, so here's how you do it. Go to effect. Now remember, I was in that mic effect. So I want to go to the algorithm and change it to mastering. I've already got these settings set up, but I'll just at least show it to you. Got the mastering. I'm on the patch is number 00 plus alpha. You can try any one of these patches, and sometimes one will just pop for you. Like I was going through some old tunes, and I found Drugstore Cowboy, and it was sounding like crap to my ears. And I put it on live PA, and suddenly it was like sounded right, and then I just adjusted that one. Yeah. Okay. So I have. You want to make sure that on your input screen here, or whatever that says, input SRC. I don't know what SRC means exactly. I should know. I'm so dumb, but I don't know what it is. That just means the master. And you want to pick master as opposed to tracks 1 and 2, tracks 3 and 4, so on and so forth, and multiples of 2 across the board up to 24. So instead, you just roll it right to master. Then you're going to go to edit, and you will see that I've got the crossovers at high and low 50-50. The synths is high, is 5, the synths mid is 5, the synths low is 5. High, 5, mid, and this is just the first stab at it. When I really master it, those might become different. Not more, but less, possibly. Don't usually, unless I have some anemic bass or something, I don't boost the bass past 5 on this patch. They always have it on 10 when you go to it. It's like, come on, seriously? Okay, and then you move over to the normalizer. I always drop that. I don't need any artificial gain. Why? Then on the 3-band EQ, same deal, 555, level 62. No, I never want any kind of phony baloney like this dimension BS. Okay, patch levels 24, you can change that. 24 works. Sometimes you might want to roll it. If you're just peaking all over the place and you've done everything you can to get it down, drop it to 23, 22. I've done that with the live recording, and I've also gone up a couple notches, like up to 25, 26. ZNR is always off for me. I hate noise reduction, despise it. Learned that back in the day with Dolby noise reduction on my cassette decks and stuff, like, or in your car. You would be cruising along with your cassette, and somebody's like, "Hey man, you didn't put your Dolby noise reduction on." Like, that's by design, my man. And then they click it on, and you lose all your highs, and it gets like this muffled tone. I hated it. Cassette sounded so much better with no noise reduction. Now, noise reduction has its place, like, especially in they got that when film post production, and that's the perfect place for Dolby, perfect place for noise reduction. Rock music, noise induction. Come on. Okay. All right. So I said that we're going to listen to these vocals isolated a bit. That's every singer's favorite thing to do. Okay. Now let me kill these tracks here. Okay, I'm going to go to the track button and make sure I'm getting the right... Wait, why did I just turn off? Okay, those are all new takes. I want to turn them off. Vox harmony. Vox double. Vox 2. Okay, so I'll turn this off, go to this one, turn this off, turn this off, turn this off, and turn the drums off. Okay, and then we'll... Hopefully I have my thing, my little unit on over here. Okay, so the track is up and running. Vocals should come in here in a second.
This day is done.
See how
the evening comes.
That's the
that melting sun. I've got the love. I am the lover. I've got the love. I am the lover.
Okay, so that's our vocal track. Let's go in and now just start doing like a kind of rough mix here, just so I can play it back for everyone that's been so kind to sit here and watch this and not say terrible things. I don't know why people, you know, whatever you think about somebody's music or whatever, who even cares? I mean, like, what? Who cares? I don't ever care what people's, you know, wouldn't ever dream of getting on and telling somebody that they're terrible. I just don't understand the energy of that. It's so bizarre. It's like, what does that say about us as people for our desire to do that to other people? My God, so odd. I know what I'm going to do today. I'm going to just tell somebody they're the most horrible, they really suck. That'll make me feel good. Okay, I like doing this. You put your hands on all the little channels, push down once and it arms it, push down again, it's playback. Why does that thrill me? Okay, so this is going to be a mixed mess, but you'll just be able to see what it is I've been doing in here for the past however many days that it took to record this. It's weird when you do it by yourself. Ordinarily, I like to get recordings done quickly. I'll come in and boom. But when you do it yourself, especially if you haven't owned the song for a while, yeah.
This day is done. The evening comes. The melting sun. I've got the
just said I don't like adding bass, but I just went in and went to 6. I might try 7 on the synths and on the 3-band, just to give it a little more ass. And you can only go to 6 on the mix, on the yeah. Okay, that's fine. Don't need to go any further than that. All right, that's it. I didn't feel like I needed to sing anymore on it. Like, I like the little low harmony. I like the double track moments to just to add a little gloss, and I'll get that perfect. Where it might sound too glossy right now, too big and like too shiny compared to the rest of the vocal. If that's the case, that'll be easily ferreted out, you know, once I start the real mix, the real mastering work, where I really sit with these. And I'll do it on camera. I'm just waiting till I have an album's worth of material to go back and start on the first song. And right now I'm only at 5 songs, but I've got a 6th song brewing right now. So who cares anyway? Nobody's waiting for the album to be done. You don't even have anybody waiting. The people that are watching it are and you're already hearing it. So it's not like I'm in a race. I just feel the desire to stay on track and get the work done, not get lost in the weeds. And I clipped 4 songs. I wrote 4 songs and recorded it on here in front of you guys. And I'm not going to use any of them. I mean, I don't think I'll ever use them because I just don't dig them. And I like what happened right after those. I went in a different direction unexpectedly, and now the whole record's going that way, and I just dig it. I dig this more than I dig those. So, and this new song I've got, I'm like, man, come on, let this be as good as it feels like it's starting out. They always are so wonderful when they first start, and then the reality kicks in as you go further along. Whatever you have gets exposed, and so I'm pretty happy with this one. I don't know if it would be a single or not, but it would, it's just a worthy album song. And I'm just going to keep trying to get better ones, like get this feel going and then have one that really just is really great. That's when, that's the idea, is you just keep writing them and hope for those real shiny ones to pop, that really get people going or get me going. It doesn't really matter what other people think. You got to love it yourself. You got to just please yourself and only work for yourself, only do your own thing. If you're ever trying to copy someone else, like really trying to copy them or trying to be like someone else, it's just such a waste of energy. Or trying to be popular or trying to keep up with anything, just don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. If it's going to happen, it'll happen anyway. And what's going to happen is what you do. You don't have to think about all that fake crap. Just do stuff. Don't worry about it. All right. So the only thing I'm going to do now with this tune is set it aside and eventually mix and master it. But I'm going back to the song Hell Yes. I haven't eliminated that one. That's still okay. It sounded still pretty good. I'm not going to... That one fits the style of what I'm trying to do with this record now, what I want to play live. But that one, I just want to add another little guitar part. And, there is one other thing I want to do on this song, potentially, is on all the choruses, I'm thinking about adding in that chorus guitar where I just hit the whole notes. Well, they're not whole notes, like half, whatever the timing is, the triplets, I guess. But I want to just hit those because it sounds so good on that last chorus. But I may decide that it's special to have it on that last chorus. That was the original philosophy, so maybe I'll stick with that. But I am going to set up the guitar to potentially have a new part in Hell Yes. Just when I went back and listened to it, I thought it was solid. But it was just missing some guitar. I like the guitar bits I added into this one that filled it out, and that one feels like it's just missing a couple of sounds, like just some guitar sound. And there's a breakdown, like a middle 8 section I do twice. That's kind of like almost a second chorus. And right there I would like to add in some guitar action. Just something simple. I tried to, and it just didn't work, and I thought, well, it's already right. But when I rested the song and went back to listen to it the other day, I was like, the day I came in here, I guess it was yesterday no, it wasn't yesterday, it was like several days ago, I went through all the material and decided that I only really had 4 tunes that I loved, this being the 5th one, and then now I've got a 6th one that I'm brewing. So if I could just get up to 8 tunes, I could probably manage something from the other ones. And the goal is to get 9 songs for the album. For some reason, I just feel like it's 9 songs on this one. 3, 3, 3. I don't know why. So I just need to write some more songs, and that's what you should be doing anyway. Who cares? All right, so And the next thing I'll do is probably do a little bit of guitar work. I'll capture that just in case somebody's interested in how I do the guitar, although there's lots of guitar videos. This tune I think is done, except I might add those notes real quick. If I'm already set up for Hell Yes, I might come in and add to that. But we'll see. All right. You know what? I wonder if I even cleaned up that guitar part. I need to go and find that and make sure I did my thing on it. All right. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. This song, I felt, a lot of support from people. So it's really amazing to have this feedback system. Back in the day, you'd write a song all by yourself and do all this by yourself. And usually the songs just disappear. And the ones that kind of took off, this is neat, to be able to share it with people. All right, next time.